Look, there's a fireplace in there around a block of ice. It's insane.
Welcome to WishCasting. My name is Orlando and today I'm reviewing the BlackView Phone BL6000 PRO. Now this phone is considered indestructible. Is it? Let's find out.
Thank you very much, BlackView, for sending me your phone within this block of ice. This has been a fantastic experiment, a successful one, so good on you. I'm quite surprised, really surprised that it's still working. And I don't know if you can see the screensaver. There's a small little fireplace going on in there.
This is cool. Oh, I love it. Nice. Hey, wow, it's still working. I'm impressed.
If there's some parts of the review that you're not interested in, find the timestamps in the description so you can easily skip and skim the video. Now the first top selling point, in my opinion, is that this phone is really indestructible. Now this phone looks really good, and it doesn't even look like one of those indestructible phones. You really gotta work hard to break it. We've seen this on several YouTube videos online, so we're gonna be showing you those and plus our own stress tests. Now the second top selling point, in our opinion, is the battery. The battery is a 5,280 milliamps battery, which is kind of huge. It's about 1,500 milliamps above the competition, and it'll allow you to go through about 2 to 3 days of juice. Another top selling point is that it supports 5G. This is the latest mobile network available, so it's kind of future-proof. Another top selling point of this phone is that it can be operated from temperatures that go from -30 degrees Celsius to +55 degrees Celsius. So you can practically use this phone everywhere around the world. Another top selling point of this phone is that it has a triple Sony camera. One camera is a 48 megapixel camera, another camera is a fisheye lens camera, and the last camera allows you to create that depth of field between the subject and the background. Another top selling point of this phone is that it's huge and the screen is huge. So if you want a lot of real estate, this is the phone for you. Usually those phones that are considered indestructible, they're very thick, very big. They have lots of rubber around them. Maybe they have these yellow lines and they really look like for industrial use. Well, this one doesn't. This one looks really sleek, really beautiful. I could definitely compare it to a Samsung Galaxy S20. And the last top selling point that I want to outline here is the price. It's super cheap. If you buy it from the BlackView site or if you buy it from AliExpress, it's $399 US. If you go to Amazon, you'll find it for $599 US. So it's about $200 more. I wouldn't go for that option. If you want to find the phone, you want some reliable link, just go down in the description and you can find that sweet deal. Okay, so let's go more in depth with this review. I divided the review into two sections. First the pros and then the cons, and both sections are divided into smaller categories. If you're bored with some section, just skip it and go to the next. I'm a videographer and photographer. I have a Panasonic GH5, which I'm filming with right now, an OMD Olympus EM10 Mark III, a DJI Osmo Action, so I'm pretty used to good photography and videography. And I'm kind of picky and spoiled by cameras. Maybe I'll go too in depth there. The battery is 5,280 milliamps. It's huge, it's insane. It will last you at least 2 days with moderate use. I've been using it for about 3 days and it's still at 40%. I don't even know how that's possible, and Wi-Fi is enabled. Battery, fantastic. Now, of course, the top selling point, as we said before, is the fact that it supports 5G. Now, I don't use 5G because here in Prague, it's not really established that much yet, but it definitely is future-proof. There's a feature in this phone called Ice Mode. Ice Mode allows you to select specific apps to work when temperatures go below 0. So practically you'll be able to call, do some messaging, watch some videos, shoot pictures in the temperatures that range from -30 to +55 degrees Celsius. The audio from the speakers is way better than the one that I have from my Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus. It has a side button, which is in different colors, so it's really easy to spot. It can be assigned for doing several functions or opening several apps. You can press it once and it'll do one function or open an app. You can press it twice and it'll open another app, for example, or you can long press it and it'll open another app. Practically, you can customize it up to 3 times. The fingerprint scanner, the fingerprint sensor, is on the side, on the frame of the phone. It's not on the back like on the Galaxy S8 Plus, which was kind of a problem because you would end up putting your fingerprint over the camera and get it dirty with your greasy hands. The fingerprint sensor is the same exact button that you use to switch on and off the phone. And the nice thing is that you don't have to swipe your finger, you can just lay it on top and you don't have to press anything. It just scans your fingerprint and it unlocks the phone for you. So it's fantastic, you don't even have to press. The phone has a Corning Gorilla Glass 3, which is very oleophobic. This means that your fingerprints won't stick to the screen as much, especially in the summer where you kind of sweat a lot and there's a lot of grease on your hands. The phone is very advanced in technology. It has all the latest technology. So for example, it has the dual band wireless connection, so 2.4 gigahertz or 5 gigahertz. It has Bluetooth 5.0 and it has the NFC technology for doing cardless payments. Wireless charging is supported up to 18 watts. So you have fast charging and you have wireless charging. The phone supports a dual SIM, so you'll be able to put 2 SIM cards at the same time, allowing you to have 2 different numbers on the same phone. To access this tray, it's super easy. You can even use your nail to take it out. You don't need to have that sharp object to pop it out. Super easy, super convenient, and it's on the bottom of the phone. Now there's a ton of sensors that this phone has. Fingerprint sensor, proximity sensor, light sensor, accelerometer, compass, gyroscope, barometer, magnetometer. So I think that's the latest technology, right? Perfect, now we'll talk about the pros on the specs. The phone already arrives packed with an Android 10 operating system, which runs very smooth. I haven't had any problems or glitches. Guaranteed to support Android 11 with an OTA transfer, over-the-air transfer. The phone is very big. It's 8.1 centimeters in width, 16.5 centimeters in height, 1.5 centimeters thick, and it weighs 284 grams. It's a huge screen. It's 6.36 inches diagonal IPS screen with 1080 times 2300 pixels. So it's practically a full HD+. Now the phone is bigger because of the wider bezel and frame of the phone. This is the part that makes the phone indestructible. The phone has 8 gigabytes of super fast memory. It's 8 gigabytes of LPDDR4X. So it's above the speed that other competitors have. There is so much storage on this phone. It's super fast, faster than competitors. It's not 256 gigabytes of eMMC storage, it's 256 gigabytes of UFS 2.1 storage. So it's very fast. The processor is very fast, but it's not the fastest, of course. It's a MediaTek Dimensity 800, it's an octa-core, and each processor reaches 2 gigahertz of frequency. I ran a 3D Mark slingshot test, and I noticed that it is faster than a Huawei P30, but it's not as fast as an iPhone 11, for example. For performance, it's not the best, but it's cheap, so you can't really compare it to those high-end $1,000 tier phones. One thing I noticed is that the boot up is extremely fast. Now I have encrypted my phone and I've encrypted also my Galaxy S8 Plus, and the S8 Plus takes around a minute and a half, maybe 2 to boot up, while this phone, the BlackView BL6000 PRO, takes maybe 15 seconds or 20 seconds, maybe even less. I'll do a comparison. It's crazy. The GPU or the video card is an Mali G57 card. Now it doesn't perform fantastic, but it can run all the games smoothly. Now of course a couple might lose some frames, so it's kind of a good idea to just lowering the details. For people that are only concerned with productivity, don't worry, everything's gonna be fantastic. Works great. This phone holds 3 certifications. It holds an IP68 that can resist 30 minutes in any liquid up to 1.5 meters depth, or 24 hours in any liquid up to 1 meter depth without suffering any damage. It also has an IP69K certification, which is the ability to resist water and particle infiltrations in extreme conditions, like temperature changes or high pressure changes or water sprays.
So I gotta say that the IP68 test has passed, and the ice mode from -30 to +55 degrees Celsius has also passed. I know that we're not down to -30, but still, this is a great achievement. I've never frozen my phone in some ice ever. That's insane. Ah, it's cold.
And it also has a third certification, which is an MIL STD 810G, which is a drop-proof test up to 1.5 meters height. The phone won't break. Let's go in the next category, which is called additional, where I found a couple of things that were really good, at least in my opinion. The screen already comes with a screen protector, so you don't have to buy one yourself. It means that you save $8 US. That's great. The packaging this phone came with is extremely premium. It looked exactly like an iPhone or a Samsung, everything that came with the box. So the charger, the connecting cable to transfer data, and the earphones, everything is just great. All right, so let's go into the next category, which is the design of the phone. You don't need a cover for this phone, so in the end it's as big as a slimmer phone with a cover. Check this out, this is the S8 Plus with a cover, and that's how I've been using it so far, and this is the BlackView BL6000 PRO. Now they're exactly the same when they have a cover. I'd rather have something that doesn't need a cover and won't break when it falls rather than having like this phone that shattered into pieces when it had a cover, a screen protector and everything, and yet it shattered into pieces. BlackView, really good option in my case. I already said this, the phone is very rugged, very protected, it's really hard to break, yet it looks like an elegant phone. It definitely doesn't look like those industrial types of phone that are meant to not break when they fall, but they are super thick and have a lot of rubber around them. The frame of the phone is made of a beautiful metal finish, of which the main center part is opaque, while the lateral sides have a nice polished finish. The design is very beautiful, it's very sleek, but I gotta be honest, it doesn't really look very suitable for a woman. The colors, for example, you only have black, green, and orange. I don't think any woman will be wanting those colors. I would kind of suggest a silver, a gold, pink, white, light silver, even the light variations of the colors that I just mentioned, so that you cover also that part of the market. Another design feature that I really enjoy of this phone is the grip. The backside part is made out of rubber. And this rubber allows my hand not to lose the grip and accidentally dropping the phone. Although I'm not very worried of dropping this phone. If you tap around the corners and then you go towards the center of the phone right here, you'll hear a different sound, just like if it's hollow in the center part. Let's try that. It feels like there's a bubble of air underneath, and it's kind of engineered there so that if it falls, it kind of reduces the impact. And it sounds like a very clever solution, although I'm not sure if that was the purpose or if it's just a defect in my phone. The last thing about the design section I wanted to say is that this phone does not look by any means like a cheap phone. It really looks like a premium phone. I think that $399 is a very decent price, but I don't think it'll stay at $399, it'll go up. I'm very sure the company will have good success, this phone will have good success, so it's only a matter of time that they grow and they stop being so cheap and being more expensive. The camera is a Sony IMX582 Exmor RS camera. It has 3 cameras. The first one is a 48 megapixel camera, but also serves as a 12 megapixel camera, depending on the function you choose, of course. The second one is a 125 degree ultra-wide fisheye lens that has a 13 megapixel sensor. And the third one is another camera for, I believe, to create a shallow depth of field or macros. And it's a 0.3 megapixel camera, which you won't be using that much. The back-facing camera has a focal aperture of f2. The focal aperture is how big the iris of the lens are that allows light to go in. The more light, the better. So in low light conditions, your phone, your camera will produce better pictures with better quality and less noise. Values that are lower are better and values that are higher are worse. So an f8 will be very bad because it'll be a very constricted iris, while f2 is kind of good, really good, because the iris is wide open and it allows a lot of light to get in. This phone has an f of 2, and it's better than other phones because other phones have f2.4 or f2.8. You have a full one-stop increase in light. That means that you have better pictures with more light. The Sony 48 megapixel camera on the back performs really well. It offers sharp and very detailed pictures compared to the 12 megapixel camera on the back. The Samsung S5K3P9 front-facing selfie camera shoots 16 megapixel pictures and decent video, much better than the front-facing selfie camera in the S8 Plus. It also does HDR photography and videos. It has good image stabilization and good lighting, but it cannot be comparable to an action camera. The 4K video is good, with good reproduction of skin tones and good lighting. The Pro mode for pictures allows a little bit of control over your picture. I recommend, although, using a third-party camera app, not stock Android, to gain more out of your videos and pictures. Better quality and manual controls too. I recommend Camera MX.
Yeah, you see my cheek? The white is clipping. Not good. Well, I gotta say, the front-facing camera, not the back one, but the front-facing camera is not performing well. But the one in the back, really good. But thank you.
The list of pros was very long, but there are also some cons, and I want to be completely transparent. Now, is this phone perfect? No, it's not perfect. But am I impressed? Yes, I'm really impressed. And for the price, it's a steal. However, in order for me to recommend this phone or to give you an appropriate conclusion, I have to talk about the negative aspects. If you're interested in them because you're considering buying this phone, I recommend you stick to the next video. So I'll see you then.